here we go. Right, so the second part. So we can use the words so and not to avoid repeating a whole sentence. Did you remember to shut the door? Yes, I think so, or I don't think so. The word so helps us to avoid repeating the whole sentence. Okay, so here's an example. Is that right what James said? I think so. I'm afraid so. So Maxi, is it right what James said? Is it right what James said? Yes,
yes, I think so.
I think so. Yes. So we can also use I hope so. So is the weather going to be nice? I hope so. So we can also use the word so at the beginning of a sentence when we already know something that somebody has just said. For example, Peter has passed his exams. Yes, so I have heard. Okay, so when do we use the word so at the beginning of a sentence, Marty? When do we use the word so at the beginning of a sentence? We use the word so.
We use the word so
at the beginning of a sentence.
At the beginning of a sentence.
When we know something.
When we know something
that someone has just said.
That someone has just said.
Yes, good. Okay, so it looks like Martiniano is ready now, Maxi. So yes, so I can see.
So I can see.
I think you're thirsty, Marty. So I can see.
I have a little problem, so I need.
No problem, Marty. No problem. Okay, so the word shoot. So the three forms of shoot: shoot, shot, shot. What am I doing, Maxi? What am I doing? You are
shooting
the door.
The door.
The door. Yeah, we won't say you're shooting your wife because then people might hear. Yeah. Okay. What are the three forms of shoot, Maxi? What are the three forms of shoot? The three forms of shoot.
The three forms of shoot.
Not the three forms. The three forms of shoot.
The three forms or shoot.
Not or shoot. The three forms of shoot.
Of shoot.
Are
shoot and shoot.
Shot.
Shot. And shot.
Shot. Yeah. Have you ever seen anyone shot in real life, Marty? Have you ever seen anyone shot in real life? Yes or no?
No, I have never seen someone shot
in real life.
In real life.
Okay, so the senses, los sentidos. The five senses are sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. What are the five senses, Marty? What are the five senses? The five senses?
The five senses are sight, taste, smell, hearing, and touch.
Very good. Okay, so the word sight also means un lugar lindo. So the famous sites in London are Big Ben, the Tower of London, and so on. So Maxi, tell me some of the famous sites of Mendoza, please. Tell me some of the famous sites of Mendoza. Some of the famous sites.
Some of the famous
sites in Mendoza.
Mendoza
are
termas.
Caballitos de Marley.
Caballitos de Marley.
Yeah. Décimo.
Villanueva.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good site on a Saturday night.
It's a difficult question for him because he's from Buenos Aires.
But he knows the tourist sites. Yeah. Yes. For Mendoza. Yeah. What's Mendoza famous for? So what would you say, Marty? What are the famous sites in Mendoza?
I think some of the famous sites in Mendoza are Parque San Martín, Aristes Villanueva, Il Mercato, Palmares, Termas, Gran Valle, Malargüe.
Wow, you know Mendoza very well, Martin.
Yeah, you could say.
Okay, so Maxi, tell me some of the famous sites in Buenos Aires then. Some of the famous sites?
some of the famous sites in Buenos Aires and are Obelisco, Teatro Colón, Puerto Madero, Palermo.
Café Tortoni?
Yes, Café Tortoni.
Yes. Okay, so bright is brillante and dull. What's the opposite of brillante, Martin, in Spanish?
The opposite of in Spanish, oscuro.
Oscuro. So dull is como oscuro. Yeah. So bright and dull. Yeah. First thing, primera cosa. Is it brighter in your room than outside, Maxi? Is it brighter in your room than outside? Yes or no?
No.
It isn't brighter?
It isn't brighter
In my room?
In my room
Than
outside.
it's darker.
No,
It's darker.
It's darker.
Yeah, so by a dull person, we mean a boring person. Ooh. So what do we mean by a dull person, Marty? What do we mean by a dull person? By a dull person?
By a dull person, we mean something. A boring person.
So, yes. What kind of job do you think is the dullest, Marty? What kind of job do you think is the dullest? And don't say teacher, eh? So I think...
I think the dullest job is how you say albañil?
As a workman.
As a workman.
A workman. Or we also say a shelf stacker. So somebody that works in a supermarket and puts things on a shelf, a shelf stacker. Yeah. So a great deal of. So instead of the word much, we can say a great deal of. So a great deal of water, a great deal of time. Do you spend a great deal of your time doing nothing, Maxi? Do you spend a great deal of your time doing nothing? No, I don't spend.
No. I don't spend. Great.
Pardon, Maxi, not spend, spend. I don't spend. I don't
spend
a great deal of time
and a quick deal of time
doing nothing.
And doing nothing.
I'm very busy.
I am very busy.
Yes. So fierce, feroz, yeah, or fiero, a lion, un león. So a fierce animal is a dangerous and wild animal. So what do we mean by a fierce animal, Marty? What do we mean by a fierce animal? By a fierce animal?
By a fierce animal, we mean
a wild and dangerous.
Wild and dangerous animal.
Animal, yes. Okay, so nonetheless, yeah. So if I say it's raining very hard, the weather is terrible, but nonetheless, I'm going to go outside. So even with all of those things, I'm going to do it. So give me an example, Maxi, of nonetheless. So it's raining hard.
It's weather hot.
It's really hot. The weather is horrible.
And the weather is horrible.
But nonetheless, I'm going to play football in the park.
I'm going to play football in the park. In
the park, yeah. So instead of nonetheless, we can say nevertheless. It's the same. Okay, so fit. Fit significa me entra. So my shirt fits me. It's the right size. But fit also means in condition. Yeah. So if I do exercise every day, I am fit. Yeah. So if you buy clothes and find out later that they don't fit you, what do you do, Marty? If you buy clothes and find out later that they don't fit you, what do you do? If I buy clothes,
if I buy clothes and I
find out later
that I don't fit them.
No, the other way around. They don't fit me.
They don't fit me. I'd give it back.
I take them back to the shop.
I take them back to the shop.
Yes. Okay.
So found
where I bought them.
Where I bought them.
Yes. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Maxi? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes or no?
Yes. I
have
a sister.
Does her clothes or do her clothes fit you? Do her clothes fit you, Maxi? No. Her clothes?
No. And her clothes
Don't.
fit me.
Don't fit me. I won't ask if you've tried her clothes, but we'll assume that they don't fit you. Yes. Okay, so what's the best way to keep fit, Marty? What's the best way to keep fit? The best way?
The best way to keep fit is to do
Play LOL
exercise.
3 times a week.
Yes, that works. No, to do exercise with regularity.
Yeah, so yeah, we could say to do regular exercise. To do
Regular exercise.
Yeah, we do have the word regularity, but it sounds very formal, Marty. So
Mhm.
to do something with regularity sounds very, very formal, something the government would tell you to do. Yeah, so
Okay.
the government says you have to go to the park with regularity. Now you'd say, I go to the park regularly, or I regularly go to the park. So the
Okay.
idiom to feel down or to feel down in the dumps means to feel unhappy. So we can say to feel down or to feel down in the dumps. It means to feel unhappy. So, for example, after failing my exam, I felt down for a couple of days. Give me an example, Maxi. Give me an example. After I failed the exam,
After I failed the exam,
I felt down for a few days.
I feel down for a
Not
few
I
days.
fell down, I felt down.
Down for a few days.
Yes, okay. Identify, identificar, identity, identidad. So how would you identify yourself in the street if you were stopped by the police, Marty? How would you identify yourself in the street if you were stopped by the police? I would identify myself.
I would identify myself
if I were stopped in the street by the police.
If I were stopped in the street by the police with my DNI card.
Yes, with my ID card, we would say it's my ID card. Yes. Okay, gather. Okay, it's como recoger. So, what time of year do farmers gather the fruit in Mendoza, Maxi? I know you know everything about Mendoza because Marty told me. So what time do the farmers gather the fruit in Mendoza? The farmers gather the fruit.
The farmers gather the fruit.
Not the fruit,
Mendoza.
the fruit.
The fruit in Mendoza. In
autumn.
In autumn.
Autumn, otoño, in autumn. In autumn, why not? I'm not an expert, Maxi, as you can tell. Okay, weigh significa pesar. Yep, so my phone weighs about 200 grams. How much does my phone weigh, Marty? How much does my phone weigh? Your phone weighs?
Your phone weighs about 200 grams.
Yes. Comfort, una comodidad. Yeah. Are you the kind of person who puts home comforts before everything else, Marty? Are you the kind of person who puts home comforts before everything else? Yes or no?
Yes, I could say that.
I'm the kind of person?
Because I'm a kind of person
puts
that
home comforts.
Puts home comforts before everything else.
Everything else. Yeah. So some people, they like to go on holiday. They like to do lots of different things. But other people like to spend money on their house. They like to have a TV. They like to have a comfy sofa. That's the most important thing. They are the home comforts. So last word for the day, relax. Yeah, relax. What do you do when you want to relax, Maxi? What do you do when you want to relax? When I want to relax?
When I want to relax.
Not relax, relax. When I want to relax, I
watch TV.
A little bit of Netflix.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you do to relax, Marty? What do you do to relax?
To relax, I watch TV films on Disney Plus, like happy films.
And listen to good music.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like reggaeton. and then Jonas.
Oh,
Okay, so we'll stop here for today. Okay, so we're up to lesson 105, page 563 of the book. So for next lesson, please study 105, 106, 107, 108, and 109 for the revision. Yeah, are you going to do that, Marty? Yes, of course.
Yes.
And you, Maxi?
Yes.
Yes. So when you think about relaxing, don't relax. Get that book out and study. That's the best way to relax. Okay. Okay. So take care and maybe see you next lesson, or maybe Stephanie will be back or Laura will be back for the next lesson. Okay. So see you soon.
Okay.
Bye bye, guys. Have a great day.
See you.
Thank you, Steven. Bye.
Bye bye.